It's Taco Tuesday!
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Taco here, and today I really want to talk about how PvP was impacted by the latest update and why I think being flagged for PvP in New World right now is one of the best ways to play from both a loot and a fun perspective, at least in my opinion. I want to start off by saying that I am level 60, so if you have not hit level 60 yet, it likely may not be the best idea for you to run around flagged until you are. Also, I covered a lot of the changes that were brought by this most recent update in my last video, so make sure to check that out if you haven't already. And lastly, before we begin, in New World, unless you're dueling someone or you're actively seeking out 1v1s, the PvP is very much dependent on winning by numbers. I'm still a fairly fresh level 60, so I'm not playing with incredibly high gear score or high watermarked gear by any means, but in this gameplay you will see us absolutely wreck some other large groups while being fairly outnumbered. If you've been enjoying the New World content, do me a favor and hammer the like button and subscribe if you haven't already to help us get closer to the goal of 500 subscribers. So let's jump right into the PvP specific changes brought by the latest update. The most significant one being that there is now a plus 10% luck bonus and a plus 30% gathering luck bonus to players flagged for PvP. Now obviously this is going to be added on top of any house trophies or luck based gear that you have equipped. So this is huge, especially since there was already a 10% XP bonus for being flagged, but that essentially became irrelevant once you hit level 60. So this is just a great way to entice open world PvP, which in my opinion is a win. Now this update also changed the variety and type of PvP faction missions. There is a mission now where you have to gain control of the fort in that territory, and then a mission of basically kill 5 enemies and loot a tier bag off of them. So if you're looking to farm faction tokens, let's say you still haven't unlocked Adjudicator or the max faction gear, these two quests are not ones that you're going to want to complete, especially if you're solo or in a small group. The fort mission will be disabled if there is a war or invasion happening, or an invasion or war about to happen, so it can get a bit buggy at times in terms of allowing you in or not. And then when it comes to killing 5 enemies, this is going to be easier or more difficult, completely based on both the population in your server and then the population of enemies within that territory that are flagged. And you're going to need to actually get credit for those kills. I don't believe assists are going to warrant you that tier bag drop. With those changes in mind though, you are now able to increase your watermark by killing enemy faction members and receiving that loot as a drop. In this gameplay, you'll see that happen several times for me, so it's a really nice reward for actually taking the time to go out there and do open world PvP. This is huge to me because if you haven't heard, they have basically nerfed elite chest loot and also gone ahead and buffed the enemy's health in those elite zones, making Mirk, Reek, or any of those other farming areas a lot less efficient for gear leveling. I don't agree with that at all personally, but that's just where the state of the game is right now. I mean, we just got massive changes to elite chest runs and the overall crafting and leveling structure that I know has demotivated a lot of people, and we're seeing a decent bit of player drop off in our server, but I think overall servers across New World, and that's for a lot of reasons. Since the update, the endgame content is even more dull and time consuming in my opinion, and I think this is where PvP becomes the saving grace. Our company on our server has just been having mass events for open world PvP. Sometimes we're doing it to get PvP action in practice, other times to actually push a territory's influence, but either way, it's been a blast. In the early gameplay of this video, you'll see the numbers we had PvPing in Reekwater were insane, and for someone like myself who is still playing catch up when it comes to gear score and watermark, this is really great practice as I haven't had the chance to be involved in any wars yet or done a lot of open world PvPing. I feel like open world PvP right now is the sandbox and one of the more exciting ways to spend your time in a turnip. You now have the benefit of either testing or trialing various different weapon builds, leveling up your weapon mastery, especially for those who are interested in using the new Void Gauntlets that just released. You now have chances at increasing your watermark, and then just getting that coordinated PvP practice, which is going to be so beneficial for future wars and invasions. Also, a huge plus is, let's say you are more of a solo player, by just gathering for crafting materials, you're now putting yourself subject to a decent luck bonus. I myself have witnessed a noticeable difference in gems while I've been mining in PvP flagged, and there's always going to be that risk of running into enemies while you're out and about, which is always exciting. Ultimately, with an MMO like New World and with the state of the game currently, I feel like we're in a limbo just waiting for server merges, further weapon balancing, and more importantly, just a stable game without all of the exploits and bugs. Like many, there's the option of playing other games, but the fun I've had recently from just PvPing with fellow company and faction members has been a huge highlight, and now the incentives for being flagged make it even more worth it. That's what I've been up to recently, and I will be sharing some PvP edits, potentially some montages in the near future, and sharing a variety of PvP builds as I continue to test them and increase my gear score. I'm going to continue showing some Mage PvP gameplay of us being immensely outnumbered and still destroying some other squads, along with some chill music, but that will be it for my commentary today. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Let me know what kind of guides or videos you want to see next down in the comments below. Hammer that like button for me and subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate you all, and until next Tuesday, I'm out.